Everyone in the room started laughing, but she didn't laugh. The sound bounced off the gym walls. It was loud and mean. The man wearing the white martial arts uniform pointed at her with a nasty smile. He said, "Come on then. Show us what you can do." She stood there without moving. Her mop was still wet and dripping water on the blue floor mats. Her gray pants had bleach stains on them. Her hands were shaking, but not because she was scared. It was because of something old and deep inside her. After everyone stopped laughing, the whole gym became quiet. They were waiting and watching. They wanted to see her get embarrassed. But nobody knew what was about to happen next. They didn't know that this woman, the one they ignored every day because she was just the person who cleaned, was about to show them what real strength looks like. Not the kind you get from winning fights or getting praise. The kind that comes from staying quiet, from pain, and from years of just trying to survive when nobody notices you. If you believe in being kind, giving people second chances, and that every person has a story worth listening to, please take a moment to comment, share, and follow Kindness Corner. When you support us, these powerful stories based on real life can reach people who need healing. Her name was Rosa Martinez. She was 43 years old, a single mom, someone who had survived being hurt by someone she loved, and she had been cleaning the West Valley Martial Arts Academy for 5 years. Most people didn't know her name. She came to work every morning before the sun came up and left after it got dark. Her days were filled with the smell of cleaning products and the sound her mop made on the floor. She moved around quietly, cleaning up the sweat, dirt, and pride left behind by the students who practiced on the mats she scrubbed clean. Nobody really noticed her. Nobody asked why her left hand was always a little stiff, why she wore shirts with long sleeves even when it was hot outside, or why she sometimes stopped outside the training rooms just to watch. Rosa had been a really good Taekwondo fighter back in Mexico 20 years ago. She was so good she might have made it to the Olympics. But her dreams got destroyed by the man she married. He seemed nice at first, but he was actually cruel. He was a coach who broke her spirit as well as he had once trained her body. After many years of suffering, she ran away with her young son Daniel. They came to the United States with nothing but 2 backpacks and memories of when she used to move like she was flying across the mat. Life in America wasn't the rescue story she had hoped for. Getting the right papers was hard. Finding jobs was even harder. But she worked all the time cleaning houses, washing dishes, scrubbing floors. Then she found the West Valley Academy. Even though it didn't pay much, something about being around martial arts again felt like touching a dream she had lost. She never told anyone about her past. She didn't want people to feel sorry for her. She was too tired to explain everything. Instead, she put all her energy into her job. She kept quiet and watched the students train. Sometimes when nobody was looking, she would move her feet in the patterns she remembered. Her son, who was now 16, had begged to take classes there. She saved every tip she got to pay for his training. She never once asked for a discount. Daniel was naturally good at martial arts, strong, kind, and focused. He reminded her of herself before life became cruel. That day, there was a special demonstration at the gym. Parents, teachers, and advanced students came to watch. Rosa was cleaning in the background like always. Nobody paid attention to her. She wiped the glass doors, picked up empty water bottles, and stayed away from the cameras. The black belt leading the demo was named Jake. He used to be a state champion. He was showing off confident, charming, and a little too proud of himself. He told jokes and challenged students to try moves. Finally, when he was looking for one last laugh, he saw Rosa in the corner holding her mop. He smiled in a mean way and pointed at her. "Hey, how about you? Want to give it a try?" he said. The room filled with laughter. Some students laughed awkwardly, some looked away, and Rosa froze. She wasn't sure if she was supposed to laugh too. Jake kept going because he thought his joke was funny. Come on. Let's see what the cleaning lady can do. Something inside Rosa changed. She looked at him, not with anger, but with a scary kind of calm. She put the mop carefully against the wall. Her sleeve moved up just enough to show faint scars on her wrists. She stepped forward slowly without saying anything. People in the crowd started whispering. Some were still laughing, some were gasping. Jake laughed nervously. He didn't realize he had just woken up something dangerous. "Okay, well, I'll go easy on you," he said, putting his hands up like he was joking around. Rosa bowed perfectly and properly. Then she got into a fighting position that made two of the older teachers in the crowd sit up and pay attention. Jake threw the first punch lightly because he expected her to mess up or get scared. She didn't. She blocked it easily. Her body moved like water, smooth, on purpose, and dangerous. Then came the second attack, faster and harder. She ducked down, turned, and swept his leg out from under him with one amazing move that put Jake flat on the mat. His uniform got wrinkled and his pride got hurt. The room became completely silent. Jake looked up at her, shocked. Rosa held out her hand to help him up. He took it, still confused. When he stood up, he bowed low. This time there was real respect in his eyes. Someone in the crowd whispered, "Who is she?" Another voice from the back said quietly, "She's Daniel's mom." The silence turned into clapping. Not the kind you do after seeing a cool trick, but the kind that happens when you realize you just saw something real, something that makes you feel humble. That night, Daniel hugged her tighter than usual. "Why didn't you ever tell me?" he asked. She kissed his forehead and smiled. "Because you didn't need to know who I used to be to become who you are now." The next week, the academy offered her something amazing. Not just free classes for Daniel, but for her too. The head teacher was an older Korean grandmaster who had watched quietly during the demonstration. He came up to her afterward and bowed. "It would be our honor to have you training on the mat again, Sonora," he said with real respect in his voice. Rosa said no at first. She said she was too old and too tired. But Daniel looked at her with shining eyes and whispered, "Please, just once, do it for yourself." So she did. She put on an old worn belt that had been sitting in her drawer for 20 years. She stepped onto the mat, not as the cleaning lady, but as the woman she had once dreamed of being and still was inside. She trained at night with her son. Now she was surrounded by people who looked at her with respect. As the weeks went by, more people in the gym started sharing their own stories about struggles, losses, and quiet courage. Rosa had given them something precious, a reason to see past uniforms, past jobs, past what things look like on the surface. If the story touched your heart even a little bit, if it reminded you that every person has value no matter what clothes they wear or what job they do, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs hope, and follow Kindness Corner. We tell real, honest, and powerful stories for people who have been ignored for too long. Special request: comment below with "I see you, Rosa," if you believe in giving people the respect they deserve, even when the world forgets their names.